If it's not a very important law, why was he, quotes, furious, end quotes, when he found out what Allegra Stratton revealed to the nation about parties at number 10 Downing Street? If it's not a very important law, why did he accept Allegra Stratton's resignation for merely revealing that parties had been thrown? How do you defend a law-breaking lie? Well, you pretend that he didn't break the law, but you can't do that. You pretend that the law didn't really matter, but you can't do that. You pretend that he didn't really lie, but you can't do that. How do you defend a law-breaking liar? It's like a Leonard Bernstein song. How do you solve a problem like Maria? I don't know. Thankfully, I don't have to. But it is quite fun listening to people try. It's desperation to exploit, I think is the correct word to use, the plight of the people of Ukraine to cast Boris Johnson, who hasn't made a single decision that wouldn't also have been made by Ben Wallace, or if you prefer, Keir Starmer. That's just a matter of fact, a matter of record. But to try to exploit the plight of the Ukrainian people in an attempt to shore up Boris Johnson's corrupt leadership is, well, objectively disgusting, unprecedentedly awful. But how do you defend a law-breaking liar? You start using a war as a camouflage for the corruption that you're championing. It's incredible to watch. And sometimes I need a bit of time off. You need the perspective of not actually being in the fray every day, not having your face pressed up to the screen so closely every single day that you sometimes lose sight of the bigger picture. The front page of the Times yesterday, defiant PM insists he didn't break COVID rules. That's a masterpiece of dissembling and deception and debasing of political precedent. Debasing, if you like, of our Constitution. Don't take my word for it. Listen to what Peter Hennessy, probably the finest constitutional historian this country has at the moment, sits in the House of Lords as a crossbencher. Listen to what he said on Sunday. This is a debasing of all of our values. And because it's happened incrementally, because it's happened in small stages, the old adage about boiling a frog by turning the temperature up so slowly that the frog doesn't notice it's being cooked. I'm not sure that's a biologically sound analogy, but it's certainly a historically popular one. That's where we are now. You step out of the game for a few days, you come back and the first newspaper headline you see, defiant PM insists he didn't break COVID rules, but he's been fined for breaking COVID rules. How do you defend a law-breaking liar? There's only one answer. You've got to ramp up the cultishness at every single turn. Are we cultish enough yet, boss? No. Need you to be even more culty, please, Brandon Lewis. Are we cultish enough yet, boss? No, Jacob. I need you, particularly you, to have a pop perhaps at the Archbishop of Canterbury today, just to prove how cultish you are. Cultish enough for you yet, boss? Says Priti Patel. Well, I mean, actually, you probably are, Priti. You probably are cultish enough for me. Yeah, you're the standard that I would like everybody else to follow. The rest of them, they're not quite cultish enough yet. And there it is. So, well, never mind, how do you defend a law-breaking liar? How the hell do you have a phone-in which wants to represent or recognise the reality that we're inhabiting, while also acknowledging that approximately 30% of any electorate is so authoritarian that they are going to deny the reality that is unfolding in front of the rest of us? Do we do it like we did COVID denial, vaccine denial? Do we do it like, what's it like to have someone in your family that is denying the reality of their own eyes, that is denying we have a law-breaking liar in Downing Street, and that is debasing our very democracy at its absolute core? See, what you didn't have with the vaccine loonies was mainstream newspapers still inflating the idea that the man is anything other than utterly reprehensible, utterly unfit for office, a law-breaking liar. A serial law-breaking liar. And if you don't like this analysis, then you have to begin by telling me why he was furious with Allegra Stratton and why he accepted her resignation.